What do you think are some of the big trends for even the next 3 years for businesses? And for someone who's just started their business, what ways would you encourage them to kind of be open to exploring some of these new possibilities and capabilities?
Yeah, well, I think that, Zoom is crucial. If you're local, Zoom lets you go regional. If you're regional, Zoom lets you go national. If you're national, Zoom allows you to go global. And there's just nothing. It just happens as a result of having the technology. Okay, and I would say the other thing is plan your technology for 10 times where you are.
Okay.
Okay, so we had various CRMs, like how do you keep track of your customers, and everything else. And at a certain point, we just said, let's just put in a system that's going to be good for 25 years. So we went to Salesforce, and it took us 10 years to move 25 years of progress, and detail and everything over. But it was worth it. Now we're good, because they're a great platform. And and right from the beginning, we were on Apple. Apple just has better equipment than it. So we've got three great platforms. But I think maybe this is where your question was leading. We're in a revolutionary period now with AI, and I think AI is going to turn out really, really differently from the way it's being produced. And I just did a podcast 2 days ago, and we talked about how AI being good for your brain. Okay. So I'll give an example. I have a program called Perplexity.
Yeah, Evan Ryan's got me turned on to that.
Oh, well, Evan's the guy you need to know during this period. I mean, Evan is just, I mean, he's your age. He's, you 29, are you?
I am. Good job, yeah.
Yeah, Evan's 29. And you're, Evan's my first client that I'm 51 years older than, that I'm coaching. Yeah, he's the first one. And doesn't make any difference whatsoever. He's an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. So the reason I like it is I'm finding out things about my brain by interacting with the AI. And Perplexity is just really great. You just ask it a question, and 5 seconds later, the answer appears on the screen. It's not a search engine; it's an answer machine. We have a famous question in Strategic Coach, which is called the R factor question. And the question goes like this. I'll do it to you, Matt. Matt, if we were having this discussion and it was 3 years from today, so we're talking about 2027, August, and you're looking back over those 3 years back to today, what has to happen in your life, both professionally and personally, for you to feel happy with your progress? And then you shut your mouth. And one thing happens, you say, I'm not going to answer the question, which means we're not going to have a relationship. Or you do answer the question, and all of a sudden it goes for a couple hours, because I'm going to ask you all sorts of questions about your answers. And I'm going to ask you about the dangers you have, the opportunities you have, the strengths. But what gets established there is a relationship that you have with the other person. And the first thing any entrepreneur has to sell is a relationship. Before they'll buy a product, a service, or anything else, they have to buy the relationship. So it's a killer question. I actually have a member of the U.S. Senate who got elected using this question on his constituents.
Nice.
And he doesn't even have competition. No one even wants to run against him. But anyway, the whole point about this that I want to get across to this is that in that question is unlimited abundance. And the reason is nobody else in the world is ever going to ask you that question if they're not in Strategic Coach.
Right.
Okay. And what you're selling the other person is their bigger future. Because asking them questions. So I think and I'm going to relate back to AI. this AI program, I asked it the question I just asked you. And it came back and says, oh, 3 years from now, we have to do this and this and this. We have to grow here, grow here, grow there. And I said, well, what are the biggest dangers you have? And you said, oh, this. And it was very, very interesting to have this machine answering my question. Now, it's not thinking at all. It's just taking my information and responding. It's just searching the internet. Did we ever talk about 3 years down the road? Yeah, we talked about that and everything. Everything that's bundled. So my feeling is that the greatest importance of artificial intelligence is what it's going to do to human intelligence. I think we're going to get smarter.
Wow.
Or we're going to get stupider.
Sometimes it doesn't take much to push us down that path.
If you start off stupid, I can guarantee you what you're going to be 10 times more of.
Well, that's actually something that I loved in one of your recent mini books, Owning Technology Like a Great Dog. You know, you hit that point pretty hard where you say that if you treat technology poorly, it's going to treat you poorly back.
Oh, yeah.
Like a dog, if you abuse your dog and if you let your dog do whatever it wants, it's going to pee on the carpet and it's going to bite your hand off and it's going to do all this sort of stuff. Yeah. And it's the same with technology. If you're lying in bed scrolling on TikTok, it's like, of course, you're going to get bitten in the brain.
Yeah. It's very mirror-like. There's you get back what you're presenting to the mirror. So, but I'm seeing some really interesting collaboration tools happening. But we believe that the thinking tools that we have in the Strategic Coach are a form of artificial intelligence, if you will. But all we're doing is asking you questions. We're not. If you were in the workshop with me, I've got clients who've been with me for 37 years. One client, I've seen him every quarter for 37 years, and I don't know a single thing that he's written down on his worksheets.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm not interested in your answers. I'm interested in your thinking.